Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise. This is Rich with your Witchy Wednesday. So this Witchy Wednesday, as part of Spelltember, I wanted to do a. Excuse me while I'm getting my life together here, real quick. I've already done this video once before, and it did not save, which I am not happy about because that meant that I only had to edit today instead of making a video and editing, which is kind of inconvenient. However, we're here, we're fine, we're gonna get through with this. We are doing a witch's cord. I think this is also called a witch's ladder, and basically what it is it's a spell cord. Um, this does come from Devin Hunter's Modern Witch. I do recommend this book. It is kind of like a Book of Shadows, grimoire type thing with really, really beautiful pictures and artwork and whatnot. I mean, look at that. Devin does a fantastic job in this book of presenting different types of spellcraft. This is particularly in, I believe, the protection. Yeah, or no, this is in the prosperity. I'm sorry, the prosperity magic section. He has one on protection. He has one on divination. He has one a section on love magic. And I think he also has a section on healing, but he also describes different parts of the process, the properties, all that stuff. It's more of a 201 type of book rather than a 101. Hold on just a second. Let me let Jelly in, because even though she left whenever I went to get the book, she wants in now. Come on, get your butt in here. Okay, so now that Jelly's in, and yeah, that's a thing that we do here in the witchy room. So yeah, anyway, he has this crown of success, witch's cord. Now, I am one that doesn't do things on a small scale. His witch's cord, I think, is only 3 feet long. I'm doing 9 feet, and I'm doing 9 strands and weaving them together and whatnot. It's going to be quite large. And I'm taking this one step further. This is not necessarily going to be just for success. This is going to be a community type of spell working, a type of prayer working, you know, and I want to designate this before I go any further. If I happen to say prayers in this video, know that yes, I'm Christo-Pagan, so prayers are part of my practice and whatnot. So that might be something that is said. Whenever I say prayers, though, it's more like spell working, mantra style type of prayers. So not necessarily a prayer like just praying to deity and asking for help or whatnot. There's actual work that is going on into it. So I'm going to read a little excerpt. Actually, I'm going to read the section on the Crown of Success Witch's Cord, so you can understand how he describes it. And then I'll go into more detail. I'll bring it down. We're going to look at the different properties, the different aspects of this witch's cord. And I do want to say that this isn't going to all get done today. This is going to be a process. I do have a job. I do have other commitments within my life that I need to do. So yeah, this isn't all going to be done today for this video. I wish I could do one of those cool time-lapse type videos to show you whenever it's all done, but I just can't do that here, and we're just going to deal. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your beverage, whatever it may be, sit on back, relax. Remember, you can always go down into the description box below, check out some of the links, check out the eBay store, possibly. You can go down into the comment section, leave a comment, whether you like or dislike this video. Anything that I can change, always looking for feedback. Hit that like or dislike button, doesn't matter to me, it all appeases the algorithmic gods of YouTube. All hail the algorithmic gods of YouTube. And hit that subscribe button and that little bell notification, because YouTube isn't what YouTube used to be. So let's go ahead and get on into this. Some nice chai tea latte, or chai tea, sorry, not a latte. And he writes, a powerful way to work with numbers in prosperity magic is by making a witch's cord. This type of spell is believed to be one of the oldest forms of magic in the Western world, and is performed to bring various elements into harmony so that a particular desire can be fulfilled. A witch's cord is essentially an altar made from rope that has various spells and amulets tied to it. The knotting binds the spells together to form what could be thought of as a sort of ultra spell with multiple cogs working in tandem. To make one, we follow much the same principle as the love knot spell we did in chapter 3, referring to another chapter in this book, obviously. And like I said, I do recommend this book. I think it is a fantastic book. But on a much larger scale. In that spell, each charm and knot represented a point of focus that led to the spell's completion. With this working, we will need to create smaller spells like charm bags, spell bottles, or amulets, and work with their combined strength over a period of time. Think of each component as a part of the team, with each member bringing their power to the game. To make a cord like the one pictured here, let me go ahead and show y'all the picture. I mean, isn't that like fantastic? I absolutely love the demonstration of everything in here. And again, mine's going to be somewhat, slightly, definitely different. Let me go, like the one pictured here, tie 13 prosperity spells together to a green cord of 3 yards. So a cord of 9 feet. And I cannot remember what is 9 feet. Hey Siri, what is 9 feet in the metric system?
9 feet is equivalent to 2.74 meters.
2.74 meters, approximately. So for all y'all out there who are not in the English system, the American system of measurements, there you go. Let's see here, 3 yards. You can work with as many component spells as you feel called to. This is going to have a lot of them. And you can even add tarot cards, gemstones, and other correspondences as part of the working. This is a slower type of working and is one of my favorites. It may take time to make each part, but the results will be worth it. I recommend beginning with 3, 5, or 7 spells and then adding to the cord over time. Think of them like cloth altars. When finished, hang it in the sun for 3 days. At dusk on the final day, say, and I'm not going to read all of that because I don't want to give everything away. I kind of want you to buy the book. I think it's a fantastic resource for the witches out there. And then hang the cord somewhere prominent. Now, and if y'all haven't seen the cover before, I mean, just look at this. This is how all the pages are. It's fantastic. This is just me fanboying out on Modern Witch. And if you haven't heard the podcast, Modern Witch, fantastic. Devin really doesn't do it as much anymore, but I do hope that changes. Instead, he has followed different parts of his path of being a writer and working at the metaphysical store that he and his partners also, manage and run and whatnot, from my understanding. So he has a lot going on. And so I understand why if a podcast isn't taking the front seat. Anyway, let's go ahead and go into the nether regions here. I'll show you some of the things that I am using and explain a little bit more of what I intend to do and intend to have for this witch's cord. Like I said, in the future, you'll see it behind me, you'll see it hanging, you'll see as I add more components to it and whatnot, and explain more whenever I get you down here of how you can end up on this cord and why you would want to end up on this cord. Anyway, let me go ahead and bring y'all down. Okay, so here we have, um, first of all, I have 9 feet. I have 9 cords of 9 feet, and this is coming from. This is just regular like nylon cord. I would prefer something that is not synthetic. This is like parachute cord and whatnot. You can pick this up at Michael's, fairly cheap. If I were to do this again, I would probably want black, and I only have white right now. I have white and I have a red one, but fairly cheap. You can pick it up, at Michael's, fairly cheap. I would urge not to go to Hobby Lobby because they're just a bunch of bigots, and I don't want them to have my money. Um, so I have 9 cords of 9 feet each, and basically what I'm doing is I'm going to do a weave pattern where it's going to end up a lot like, and this is not showing up well on camera, and I do apologize. Let me see if I can up the lighting, and that's still not really going to do much justice, but it's going to look fairly nicely woven, and I had this a lot better yesterday whenever I was doing it, but it's going to end up being fairly nicely woven and have a nice look to it. One that I've done in the past is actually on my Book of Shadows, and that one you can see a lot clearer. It's not going to be as even and as tight as this, but it will be similar in nature to that one. And that one holds my that one holds my triquetra on it, and I also have some relics of Saint Anthony of Padua, and who's this one? This is Saint Anne de Dupré. So yeah, I have those on my Book of Shadows. I do have some of those that are also ending up on here. Now, like I said, I want to make this as an ongoing thing, and I want to gear this towards the witchy pagan community. I don't do this channel for fame or fortune or anything like that, because let's admit it, if I were to do something geared towards fame, then I would do something a little bit more controversial that would get a lot more views. Um, if I wanted to do something for fortune, I would do a lot more vlogging of just funny crap that happens and whatnot. No, I do this because I enjoy this community. I think it has a lot to offer, and I really enjoy the individuals within this community. Um, and so I want to have the community be as, uh, how can I say this? I want them to be their best selves. So what I'm doing is, as I get prayer requests, and if you want to do a prayer request, you can either hit me up in the comments down below here. You can hit me up in the comments, say, hey, can you pray for this? You can always email me. Email, again, is in the description box. You can go to Christo-Paganism.com and go to the prayer and praise section, and you can submit it that way. If you want them to be private, go ahead and email them to me, or you can also message me on Twitter. So I do have it so anybody can message me. And what I'm going to be doing is on these balls, and these are, again, they come in a variety pack, different sizes and all that. And these are just regular wooden beads. And what I'm going to do is, on these, I'm going to write the prayer request. And, it's going to be shortened down, or it's going to be maybe made into a sigil or something like that, so it's not readily recognized. I will have a key, so I know that whenever I'm touching a certain ball, playing with a ball, that I know exactly what prayer that is for, or what working that is for. So if you want one for success, go ahead and hit me up. You want one for love, go ahead and hit me up on that. And these are basically going to stay on this rope and just continue to build and build and build. Whenever the prayer is done, or whenever you have reached fruition, that's fine. And, this can also work towards other individuals. So we're not really worried about when things come true and what we do with the remains afterwards. We can keep them on there, or I can just X out the sigil and kind of nullify it, or maybe paint the whole thing black or something. I'll figure something out. But say you wanted one for prosperity. Okay, remember that spell oil that I made last week? If you didn't, go back into my videos. Let's say that this ball is for prosperity. So we take somebody's name. Hold on, I am ill prepared here. Let's just take a pencil, and we're just going to put Rich, and then I'm gonna put a money sign, and that y'all can't see that, but I put my name, I put a money sign on there, so I know what it's for. Okay, now at that point I'm going to take that money oil, and I'm going to just anoint that just like you would a candle, put a little piece of that white cord through it, and it's going to turn out somewhat like this, where I can attach it to part of this. So now, here's the kicker, is whenever this is on this long rope and is all woven together, not only is this one spell working, the one prayer working, however you want to envision that, not only is it working for this individual, it's also connected to another individual and another individual, and it's all woven together in this big cluster. So everybody else is also benefiting from the working that is going on with this one little ball. And that's fantastic. Now, beyond that, I also might mix up an incense or something of that nature, or maybe put a little petition in there, maybe put a stone in a bag, and also attach it on there. So you're going to see a lot of things hanging from this cord. You're going to see a lot of balls hanging. Maybe I'll wood burn the names in there or something like that. Or if you just want to, ask for a blessing, or to be blessed in some way, or, just, having yourself in a prayer chain of sorts. Yeah, I'll just put your name on there. It's a permanent thing. We'll just keep you on the cord. And you benefit from everybody else's requests as well. So, one step beyond that is I have several, and by several I mean several, hold on, that's an extra piece of cord, several amulets. Now, some of these, for those Catholics out there especially, you might find these somewhat familiar. Okay, we have Saint Dominic, who exorcises demons. If demons are something that, like the bad entities, basically, not daemons. So bad entities, breaking curses, protection from wildlife is what he is used for. St. Anthony of Padua, where's he at? He's right here. This is actually a third-class relic, which has touched a first or second-class relic. And if you don't know what that is, then you know what? I might have to do a video on that anyway, because I don't think I've talked about relics before. And if I have, I haven't done it in a long time. So St. Anthony is the patron saint of lost items or lost people. He's also good for finance and the oppressed, and also women, especially expectant mothers or women who cannot get pregnant or seem to have a hard time getting pregnant. We have St. Christopher right here. He is for travelers, children, or any traveling occupation, safety, stuff like that. So you often see him with like military members. They'll have St. Christopher on there because they are travelers and whatnot. You have St. John Newman, and that's Neumann. There's two different St. Newmans, St. John's, or St. John Newman's, rather. And he is for sick children and immigrants. So I'm gonna go ahead and add him on there. Here's another third class relic. This is Saint Anne the Duke, or no, this is Saint Bernadette. I'm sorry, right? Yes, Saint Bernadette, and she is for healing and financial dealings. And as per usual, you have Mary, the Mother Mary, and she is basically the catch-all. She is for everyone and everything. Now, if you don't work with saints because of, you're not Christian, that's fine. There's going to be other gemstones and everything added to this as well, so those work in your favor too. Plus, I do want to note that saints aren't just for people who are Christian, so I do want to make that known as well. One of the things that I want to put on this is actually this double terminated quartz point. I think this is kind of cool. However, I never wore it on a necklace because it's oddly enough in the middle instead of at the top or at one of the ends. I always found this weird, and I don't really like the layout of it. It just seems a little too odd to me. But I think it would work very well on a cord that is hanging. So, yeah, we're going to have that. We're going to put this pendant. I was going to make this into a chakra pendulum. However, I think this is going to be very nice to have on there as a chakra balancing. So if your name is on there, you're also getting the benefits of the chakra balancing that this pendant here will bring. So those are just some of the things that are being added to this. And yeah, let me bring y'all up again. So yeah, there's going to be a lot that goes into this this witch's cord, and it's going to be a fun project to make and whatnot. I think within the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks, I will hopefully have it completed and hanging up and whatnot. Now I will say that it has started out at 9 feet. Once everything is all woven and everything, it might not end at 9 feet. It might not stay at 9 feet. If you are doing this, for yourself, do keep in mind, if you have an extra key ring, this is something that you can use that to hold all of the lines together. So there's a little trick for you. And yeah, just basically have fun with it. This is going to be really cool. And I cannot wait to actually have this all finished and whatnot. And even though, now, one thing is, I wish I had black to do this in, because black won't show the grunginess that this is going to become. What is going to go on here are prayers and oils and herb mixes, and I'm going to be touching it and holding these individuals in a prayer time or in a circle time, in a casting time. So yeah, this is going to get a lot of use being handled in my hands. With that being said, white is going to turn gray and kind of dingy and grimy and gross looking, and you know what? That's okay. That kind of adds to the overall look of it, and it kind of also adds to the overall witchiness of it. The spell crafting of it is that you are constantly working the working, and you're constantly putting your energy into it. So this thing is going to have a ton of my energy going into it for other individuals, as well as myself, my partner, my pets, all that stuff. So there's going to be a lot of things that are going on this, a lot of things that are going to be involved with this rope in and of itself. So yeah, if you would like to add your name onto this witch's cord for the witchy community, the pagan community, the Christo-Pagan community, the Christian witch community, whatever community is watching this, if you want to be part of this cord, as long as if it's not like, pray for so and so to die. No, I'm not doing that. That's not how I do things. Um, no. But if you are praying for, good health and, a sustainable life and good financial standings or just general blessings and whatnot, hit me up. I will put you on the rope, no problem. And on top of that, um, if you submit on the Christo-Paganism.com website, anybody can go there, hit, hey, I'm praying for you. And again, whenever I'm saying praying, it's not necessarily like, you're sitting there, oh God, please have this happen for so and so. No, it's not necessarily that. It is, if I feel called to do a working for you, say your prayer request is for health or finances or something like that, um, then I'm going to, possibly do a working of, hey, so and so needs financial issues to be solved or to be assisted or something like that. So I'm going to do what I need to do as far as making that or trying to help those energies along as much as possible. That could include lighting a candle. That can include doing a petition. That could be making an incense. That could be sending you money. That could be just adding you to the prayer rope. That could be just saying a mantra of sorts. And it could be all of those things as well. So we're not really limiting ourselves just by prayer whenever I say prayer and all that. So if you go to Christo-Paganism.com and click on the little prayer deal on there, the little tab that says prayers and praise, you can submit your prayer request, spell working request, all that stuff. And yeah, add your name to the rope. Now, one other thing that I wanted to say is whenever I was going through and picking out the relics, the amulets that I am putting on the rope, one resource that I did use to make sure that I had certain saints that I had covering different bases and whatnot. For one, this is the majority of all the relics and pendants that I have, or amulets that I have. So, there weren't really any that just did not make the cut because, why wouldn't you want to use a saint in that manner? And I think I also have a goddess pendant in one of my boxes. I think I still have it. And that's going to be added to there as well if I do. When the time comes, I may go and buy different the seals of Solomon and whatnot and add those to there as well. But anyway, one of the resources that I used for looking up the saints and their backstories and making sure that they are not a very problematic person, as there are some out there, whenever you're looking at social issues and whatnot. But I went with Mystic Saints and Sages by Judith Elias. Most people will know that author's name, Judith Elias, by her amazing work with the Book of 5,000 Spells. And she also put out this one and several others. And if you are not following her on Twitter, you are doing yourself a disservice. She is just a wealth of information, and I absolutely love her. But yeah, I think that's all that I have for this video. I think I said everything that I said last time, but actually made it make a little bit more sense, I hope. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, leave those in the comment section down below. Y'all know how to do this. But that is my Witchy Wednesday for Spelltember, the Witch's Court. Now I have to edit this down after having some dinner and getting this up. I gotta get it up on time so it releases tomorrow or tonight at midnight. So until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye bye.